Hello, and welcome back to ASD, A New Perspective, and our special series on ASD myths, where we tell you the truth about what's going on in the mind of your child, and we encourage you that growth for your child is possible. This week, we explore the myth that teaching eye contact is the key to autism treatment. Dr. Gutstein explains that quite the opposite is true.
As we know, that again, that lack of gaze that we might see in some people when we first see them, very quickly is dissipated when we don't place too many demands on that person, when we're not trying to force them to look at us, when we're not, when we start looking at the world together rather than pushing us together. That again, it's, if you think about the feeling of being overloaded, the face is a very dynamic thing. And what scientists talk about, the fact that if you look at the face, there's like 200 different movements in the face in the course of a minute, and if you're already overwhelmed by the sort of dynamic nature of your world, that you're not able to handle the continuity amidst all the changes, you're going to tend not to spend a lot of time looking at faces, because they tend to it tends to disorganize you. And and when we do look at faces, we're not conscious of it because it's been so ingrained, but we look because there's information there. We look at faces. By the way, interestingly enough, research is showing that infants tend to look at actions of their parents. After the first couple of months, they're more interested in the actions of their parents than the eyes, certainly in the eyes and the faces. They want to see what their parents are doing. Yes, they want to look at faces too, the reaction to it, but they're interested in the whole thing, the whole body. What are you doing? What's going on? Not necessarily what's going on here. And clearly not what your eyeballs are doing, that they're trying to make sense of things. They're trying to get meaning of things. So, again, it's a bizarre myth, but it has to do with the idea that, if you just sort of make somebody look at you, they will not look so weird. It's very odd. It's very unnatural, right? For people, we look away. Unless you're in love, you're in that romantic love with someone, you don't just look in their face, you look here, you look there, you look around, then you look it up, you look contingently as a reference point. The face is a reference point, and you look for that information or for that connection, but you don't just stare at people.
Thank you, Dr. Gutstein, and thank you for joining us for ASD, A New Perspective, and our new special podcast series, ASD Myths, the podcast show where we help you understand the truth about your child, and we encourage you that growth for your child is possible. I'm Kat Lee. See you next time.